The following is based on true events.
Can you interpret dreams?
Sometimes. How do you feel when you wake up from these dreams?
They scare me a bit.
For Alice Palmer, underneath the hopes of a bright future were suspicions
I feel like something bad is going to happen to me.
that death was near.
You scared of dying?
Yeah, of course I'm scared of dying.
That was the last time that I saw her. I kept hearing noises in the hallway.
It hasn't reached me yet, but it's on its way. I feel like I can't do anything.
But I think Ellie saw a ghost. I didn't have any rational explanation for who was in those photos.
Something was happening inside that house and I wanted to find out what it was.
There was a ghost in her house.
Lake Mungo.
Yeah, of course I'm scared of dying. Isn't everyone scared of dying?
Hello, listener. So, you like scary movies? Well, it is a creepy night, and with all those crazy lunatics out there, well, you really shouldn't be alone. Ooh, you look so freaked out right now. Now I suggest you listen very carefully. Subscribe to Class Horrorcast, or I'll gut you like a fish. Enjoy the show. I'll be watching.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Class Horrorcast. I'm your host, Aaron, and in this episode, we're going to take a look at a movie called Lake Mungo. So, Lake Mungo is a pretty underrated movie, to be honest. Not really talked about at all. This episode is sponsored by Second Sight Films, who are releasing a fantastic limited edition Blu-ray of this movie on June 7th. We'll get into that a little bit later, but for right now, I guess, just to give you some context on this movie. So, Rob Savage, the director of the 2020 horror hit Host, has said that this movie is one of the greatest films ever made, horror or otherwise. Collider have said, it's devastating, it's terrifying, and I think every single person with a pulse should watch it at least once and then immediately call their loved ones. So that kind of gives you a little bit of context as to how, I guess, crazy a lot of people find this movie. I don't know if I 100% agree with it being that crazy, but it's definitely haunting. I'm going to give you some of my thoughts on this. This is just going to be a bite-sized episode. I just want to get the word out there about this fantastic limited edition Blu-ray set. So we'll get to that afterwards. I'm just going to give some of my thoughts on the whole thing. Okay, so this movie was released basically in the shadows of things like Paranormal Activity. It was written and directed by somebody called Joel Anderson, but it's been, in my opinion, it's been forgotten in the sands of time. Just another horror gem that slid between the cracks of the mainstream blockbusters, and now it's finally getting some attention. I know some different people. Chris Stuckman, I think, actually done an episode on it. He seems to have a lot of influence over reviving things like this. Recently enough, I think we had the Empty Man got the same treatment as well. So, director Joel Anderson made a modern-day masterpiece and then disappeared to never be seen again. So we're going to take a quick look at the enigma that he left behind. So while initially looking to get funding for a different, bigger and more expensive movie, Joel revealed in 2009 that the movie came about due to the need to make something cheap, manageable, and that could be shot in sections. Strangely enough, after this movie, he seemed to disappear from the film world completely, never to be heard of again. And honestly, I'm quite puzzled by this due to how unique and great this film was. It baffles me that he never wanted to do anything again. And from what I gather, he's still out there, but from what I've heard on the grapevine, he just doesn't have any desire to be interviewed or anything like that. He doesn't care, which seems very strange. Very, very strange, because you can tell a lot of love, thought, effort went into this movie. So it's very bizarre to me that he decided to bow out after this. So the movie plays out like a documentary. It follows the story of the Palmer family after the death of their 16-year-old daughter, Alice, who drowned in a dam while swimming with her brother. Her dad identifies the body, but strange sightings suggest perhaps Alice's ghost is haunting them, or maybe she isn't dead at all. The movie has so many different setups and reveals, and it kind of has you thinking that you're watching one kind of movie, and then it does a complete 180 and kind of leaves you speechless and trying to figure out where is this movie going to go next. And I have seen so many movies, and like us all, I could probably tell you exactly what the playbook is and what's going to happen next and what to expect. This one genuinely actually had me confused at points. I was like, I have no idea where this story is going right now, which was quite interesting. I liked it, to be honest with you. I did really enjoy that. The movie mainly focuses on grief and how people would cope in the midst of someone you loved passing away, exploring the senselessness of death and the lack of control that loved ones have after a tragedy like that. For me, rarely does a documentary-style movie work and seem believable, but it feels so natural, which is crazy considering that most of it was unscripted and it just relied on the cast improvising. That can be a blessing or a curse, but in this movie, it's honestly a blessing. Everything felt so natural and so realistic, and the tension and the build-up of dread throughout the story is actually unbearable at parts, and it's really effective without any crazy CGI or use of, bizarre scores or anything like that. For me, the film's money shot occurs when Alice takes a trip with her friends to Lake Mungo. So, footage from her boyfriend's phone shows her getting separated from the group, and she's found burying something under a tree. When the family return to the site, they find Alice's phone, but the footage they see on that phone is truly haunting and left an impact with me. I don't want to tell you guys what it is, but it's just go watch it. So much of the story seems to be foreshadowing. We think we have it all figured out until we don't, and then it seems like we do again, and then it all flips on itself again. As much as I want to talk about the full story of the movie, I do want to avoid spoilers at all costs, because I recommend that anybody listening to this go see this movie immediately. Now, fortunately for us physical media people, it's getting a limited edition Blu-ray treatment from Second Sight Films. So I'm going to read the press release now from Second Sight Films. Escape this summer with the seminal Australian horror Lake Mungo from director Joel Anderson, which is set for its highly anticipated first ever UK Blu-ray release as a stunning limited edition box set on June 7th. This cult favourite arrives with a host of brand new, fascinating special features from specialists in the field, Second Sight Films. Since its release in 2008, this documentary-style chiller has made far-reaching ripples, thrilling horror fans and inspiring budding filmmakers across the globe, and establishing itself as a cult classic. Now the chilling film gets the release it deserves, with brand new interviews with cast and crew, filmmakers Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead, and host-director Rob Savage, a brand new commentary, video essays, and archive material. So yeah, we have a lot of different things here. Obviously, like I've mentioned, we have Rob Savage in here. We've got some archived audio commentary. We have new audio commentaries. We've got some interviews. Just little pieces, video essays, deleted scenes, things like that. Just stuff that fans of this movie will love. And I think that if you see it and you like it, you're going to appreciate then that you're going to have a lot of this stuff to dig into. It comes inside a really nice slipcase, and it has an amazing, really well-bound booklet with different essays, rare behind-the-scenes photos, never-before-seen stuff like that. And then it also comes with 3 collector's art cards, which again is really nice for these sets, like movies like 88 Films and things like that. You can tell that there's love put into these, and Second Sight have yet to disappoint with their editions. So, for anybody who wants to pick up the physical copy of this, you need to visit www.secondsightfilms.co.uk. You can also follow them on social media. They're on Twitter under Second Sight Film. They're on Instagram under Second Sight Films Official. And they're on Facebook under Second Sight Films. Like I said, it comes out June 7th in the UK. I'd imagine it will probably be available worldwide. But definitely do yourself a favour and check this one out. And yeah, let me know reach out to me on Instagram at First Class Horror, and I want to know what you guys think of it. Whether it's good or bad, you can shit on me for recommending it, but I think it's a really enjoyable movie. It's awfully haunting, but in a different way. Don't expect your hack and slash movie. It's just unsettling from start to finish, and very well done. As always, appreciate all the support. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Evil wears many masks, but pure horror wears only one. Support First Class Horror on Patreon for as little as $1. Can't get enough of the horror? Carve yourself a deal from official merchandise, only on Teespring. Join us on all social media at First Class Horror. We have such sights to show you.